All right, all right, all right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am James Oliver Jr., managing partner of Kabila Ventures, our new pre-seed venture firm coming soon. CEO of Kabila, which connects Overlook founders to co-founders, capital, and community. Husband to an amazing wife. Yeah, I have to say that. My wife follows my LinkedIn account. Got to say that. And co-founder of the world's cutest twins. So look, tell us where you're coming in from in the comments. I'm expecting this is going to be a lit on fire conversation. I see people are tuning in already. We're streaming on LinkedIn, YouTube, I think Facebook for my personal page. So we should have a lot of people in this conversation. Pop in the comments. Let us know where you're coming in from. Please share this on your whatever social media channel you're watching this on. Hit that share button and share it out so we can bring more people into this conversation, because today we're talking about all things Atlanta. We want to let everybody know that Atlanta is doing our thing, right? Also, as we get into this, please drop your questions in the comment section, and we will do our best to get to all of them. So if you haven't heard, Atlanta is on a mission to become a top 5 tech ecosystem in the United States, and many of us are getting behind this important effort here in town. And we have a treat for you today. I'm excited to bring to you someone who knows how to get this work done, because she's been doing it for a long time and is a force to be reckoned with. Jen Bonnett is the VP of Tech and Entrepreneurship for Invest Atlanta and is the de facto COO of this endeavor. And she's also a great human. Welcome, 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 Jen. How are you?
Good morning. It's great to be here. Thanks, and shout out to all my friends in Atlanta and across the country that are joining us live today.
Yes, here we go. We got LW. What's going on? LW coming in from Atlanta. Brock's coming in from Atlanta. I expect we're gonna have a lot of people from Atlanta, right? But if you are coming in from Atlanta, just tell us what part of Atlanta you're coming in from. How about that? All right.
Well, if you're not from Atlanta, why aren't you? Is the bigger question.
Especially
we're on our path to top 5 tech hub, so you need to be here. This is the place to be.
Okay, here we go. This is going to be fun. And shout out to the Atlanta Mayor, Andre Dickens, and to Atlanta's de facto CTO, Donnie Beamer. If anybody listening to this is connected to those guys on LinkedIn, can you please tag them? I mean, I know they're busy, but who knows? Donnie might be like, yeah, I'll pop in. Maybe Donnie will answer some questions. Who knows? How awesome would that be, Jen?
That'd be great. I'm not sure what his schedule looks like today, but yeah,
I'm sure
he's my partner. He is my partner in crime on this journey. He is essentially CEO of this initiative, Top 5 Tech Hub, and I am his COO. So we're working together on this path and on this journey, this plan to help me help you. Right? Is kind of my motto these days.
Jerry McGuire. So Terrence is coming in from Mableton. What's up, Terrence? I need to see if
Donnie's on. Donnie's on in the chat. So
is he? Wait, whoa. Oh, Donnie Beam in the house. What's up, Donnie? I wish we could invite him up on stage, but we're not going to put him on the spot like that. Good to see you, man. So Terrence coming in from Mableton. I need to see if Layla Hathaway is going to be at the Mableton Amphitheater this summer.
My old friend Christina.
Is saying
at Emory, the hatchery.
Azra. Hey, what's up, Azra? Looking to move their headquarters to Atlanta. That's what's up. All right. Then we got Lakita coming from Atlanta. Welcome. A lot of people. Alicia from College Park. What's up? East Atlanta. Oh, so many people. Janai Walters. Hey, Janai, you see my shirt? I'm rocking Janai's startup, Inside Connect. Janai and her husband.
A lot of friends in the chat. This is awesome.
That's what's up. So much. So good. All right. West Atlanta. I mean, we could keep this thing going all day. This is incredible. Y'all are awesome. All right. So what question for you? I think I asked you this in the green room backstage. So we're trying to get to top 5. Where are we ranked currently?
Sure. Between 12 and 40, depending on the study. The primary report that we're using is Startup Genome's annual report, but there was a study done by BCG, the Boston Consulting Group, for our city back in, I think, 2020, that also has us in a similar ranking. So we're someplace between 12 and 14 if we look at US only, and our goal is top 5.
Okay, cool. So I also read that the city needs to create 2,000 startups every year. And how are we doing toward that goal?
Sure. So that comes out of the BCG report specifically. And I guess the question I have in my mind really is, how many startups are we starting, right? I know for a fact, when I was at ATDC, the Advanced Technology Development Center, the incubator for the state of Georgia at Georgia Tech, which I served there in a role from 2011 to 2018, I would routinely meet with 1,000 new entrepreneurs a year in that role. So that tells me in 2018, we were creating over 1,000 companies a year. But
or at least 1,000.
Dealroom, at least that, right? That's because so today I would think we have to be up there. I think we have to be closer to the 2,000 mark. Right now we have 2,334 startups documented in our platform Dealroom that we're going to use to try and track this information, right? But that includes later stage companies. So that's not 2,000 new companies a year. That's 2,334 companies that are considered startups. And it does,
and that's all Metro Atlanta, right?
Series D, and that is Metro Atlanta.
Okay.
Yes. And so the thing here is we think we're undercounting. We think the world is undercounting us. We are an unsung hero, right, in this space. And I think, we've been that way for a long time. And so part of what Donnie and I are doing is like, okay, first we measure, right? Let's see where we're really at, right? And then let's get the word out there where we're really at, right? And then we come up with a plan to address the shortcomings. What areas are we weak in? How do we come up with projects and plans to address those, right? And then we move the needle,
Okay.
So super interested to reach out with any of these startups that may not be on the platform today, and talk about that. And or a couple of people mentioned that they're thinking of moving here. This is the place. Like let's have some conversations about moving here.
Yep, absolutely. So Milton from Decatur, Dana coming in from the Lola. So in the intro video at the top, it's an old video, but you saw the co-founder matching app that Kabila launched when we went through TechStars Austin. So that app is going to be revised and relaunched here pretty soon. And when we do, we want to be part of the solution for Atlanta, because if you got to create 2,000 startups, a lot of those startups will want co-founders. So, we'll talk with you more about that, Jen and Donnie. And Donnie, by the way, if you're still listening and if you have something you want to add, like please feel free to drop it in the comment, and we will.
I want to mention this on the co-founders real quick while it's top of mind, right? I recently pulled some numbers. Everyone I think that knows me knows that I'm super passionate about female entrepreneurs, right? And part of my role, I'll be running the Women's Entrepreneurship Initiative, which is the only municipality-funded accelerator program for women businesses in the country. But I pulled some numbers last week around this, and 82% of female founders do not have a co-founder. And I think that's a huge, huge problem and disservice to our ability to grow, have those companies really grow. I mean, it's a little bit like getting married. I get it. It's hard.
It's hard. And
but at the same time, right? It's so much easier when you are married, right? So I think
if you can stay married
with the right partner, the right partner is key here, right? So this is where co-founder matching comes in, right?
100%.
I'm super excited about your relaunch of that platform, and I've kind of said we're going to sidebar on that and see how we can help.
Yeah, we'll definitely chop it up about that. So let's get right into it. Like, what is ATL Dealroom, and how does it help toward the goal of becoming a top 5 hub for Atlanta?
Yeah, so the site is atlanta.dealroom.co. It's really important, .co, right? And Dealroom is a platform similar to PitchBook or Crunchbase, and Dealroom. All three are subscription services that track this data. And they do this by press releases, cultivating press releases, and typically pulling, Reg D data out of the SEC, right? The Edgar database that is public information. Anybody that raises a certain amount of money has to file with the SEC that they've raised money. It's usually a Reg D exemption, which means that you're not raising money in the public market. So these filings are public. So these sources, Crunchbase, which is part of TechCrunch, PitchBook, and Dealroom, all pull this data in, and then they produce these reports, studies, and databases related to startups and investors. So Invest Atlanta, along with the Office of Technology and Innovation of the Mayor's Office, has purchased a Dealroom license for what is called a community version. So we are paying so that all of you have access to this data, so that we can get access to measure where we're at. And so when you go to Dealroom, atlanta.dealroom.co, our custom version of it that just shows the Atlanta region, you can, thank you, you can create your own account.
Oh, how do I
log in or
put this
sign
in
up
the
at the
background?
top corner?
Yeah.
When you sign up, it's very important that you use the email address that is tied to your company name. If you use Gmail or something else, or even LinkedIn login, it'll cause some issues. You'll get in this kind of cycle where you have to wait for somebody at Dealroom to verify you. That is a good problem. It's a bit of a pain, but it's a good problem, because you don't want anybody that's not with your company to be able to go in and create an account and modify your account. So once you're there, and you're doing this live, so why don't you search for your company?
Yeah, I just put up the landing page there so people can see what it looks like
So
when
if
they
you
get there.
search for, so once you've got an account, you can search for your company, and then you can take ownership of your account. You can basically say, I am a part of this company and I want to be able to edit my profile. And that gives you the ability to change information, like some descriptive information. And again, investors use this database too. So you become more visible to investors. But the key numbers we're really looking at are employees. Like, can you add employees, and can we add accurate investment data? What we found is they are pulling data. And so if you've raised money and you filed a Reg D, you're probably out there, but it may not be accurate. It may not have an accurate date. So for example, I found a company out there that announced on January 7th that they raised money. Well, guess what? They raised money last year. And I need that to count for last year, not this year. And their database right now counts against 2025. So we're really trying to get accurate 2024 numbers. And this gives us our baseline, right? So that we know what we need to work on to move forward and how far we have to go. Again, I think it's really, I think we're an unsung hero. I don't think they're accurately reflecting the activity in our startup environment. And we really need to get a good baseline to move forward. The benefit for you all
That was
is
my next question.
Yeah, right. There's hundreds of thousands of investor records in this database as well. So once you have a login, you can go to the investor section and you can search for investors. You can type in the type of industry that you're at, the stage that you're raising for, and the location, and you can find, the same type of data that you find in PitchBook. If you were to pay a $27,000 a year license to get PitchBook to help you with your investor search, it's here too, right? And then you have a targeted list of investors to go after. So I think it's super, super key tool for you. Now, the reason I keep saying help me help you is because I really believe this, right? So if we start moving up, let's say we even go up to top 10 this year, we'll be recognized as a fast moving community, right? A fast moving emerging market. That will get press for our area, which gets press for your startups, right? So it raises the credibility of our city as a startup hub, which makes getting outside investment capital easier. It gets getting outside talent, executive talent that you may want to recruit in, gets easier because they see us as a fast mover, right? And then lastly, it helps with our brain drain issue. Like, we lose students graduating from all of our major universities, the Emory's, Georgia Tech, Georgia State, the AUC, all of these folks, Kennesaw, they are leaving the area to go take what is perceived to be cool, fun jobs in California, New York, Boston, or Austin, right? How do we stop that? Right. Well, guess what? If they know that we have all these amazing, cool companies out there, they won't feel the need to leave. Right. So we'll be able to keep more talent. So at the end of the day, I'm saying help me help you, is because getting accurate measures helps us identify projects or plans that we can execute to actually continue the momentum to get to top 5, prior, say by 2030,
Okay.
like, the mayor's next term. Right. And honestly, this most places, this would be an aspirational 20-year goal. and we're trying to turn it into a 5-year actionable goal. So we really need you to help us so that we can help you get
Love
there.
that.
It's first
I love
about
that.
measurement, then it's about analyzing that data and coming up with plans. And then as we come up with our plan, and we're going to need help, right? We're going to need everybody on this journey. This is not a OTI and Invest Atlanta journey. This is a community needs to get behind us and help us solve this problem.
Yeah, 100%. So,
but the
Donnie,
first point is measurement. The first step is measurement.
yeah, and so the first thing, right, we need in order for that to happen is folks got to go to Atlanta, .dealroom.co. You can see it in the banner there floating across the bottom of the screen. Like, go there, create an account, claim your startup, or add your startup. Again, Donnie, if you're watching, if there's anything that you want to add to what Jen said, please just drop it in a comment, and we'll definitely amplify that so we can chat about that as well. So in addition to Dealroom, Jen, are there other ways people can help with the top 5 tech hubs mission? So like I look at this landing page here, becoming a partner, like what's that about?
Yeah, and so I think so the partner stuff is more for entrepreneurship support organizations. So the ATVs and the ATDCs and the partners in the community, and we've been talking to them as well. We are probably not using this platform as the primary ecosystem map, right? Startup Atlanta right now has an ecosystem guide.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the board of Startup Atlanta, and actually I think my next call later today is to talk about, okay, great. I put myself on the tech committee for Startup Atlanta. So I'm now in charge of all digital assets.
I love how you put yourself on the committee.
Well, I'm on the board, so I got, I'm on the board, so I got the opportunity to volunteer for a hands-on role with it. And so, we're going to be looking at how do we build out that eco map to be even stronger than it is, the ecosystem guide to be even stronger than it is, so that people can navigate our ecosystem. We have probably one of the most complex ecosystems on the planet. Right. When I left at ATDC in 2018, I regularly had community partners meetings that had maybe 90 organizations that were supporting entrepreneurships in this community. Today, it's over 300, right? And so finding the place that your startup and you belong in, your tribe is there that are going to help you learn, help you grow your business, and then, be your support system, that accountability partner, that best friend, that cheerleader when you need it, that we got to help you find that, because the ecosystem's challenging. So that is, there's a piece of that within Dealroom. We're not really counting on that to be the end all be all place.
Okay. Well, shout out to Drew for creating an account. That's what's up, Drew. Thank you for that, Drew. Everybody listening to this, please go to atlanta.dealroom.co. You see the banner there, and create an account, claim your startup. Please, we need for this to happen. So Milton has a question. Who should be in the deal book and who should not be? I'm not sure I understand.
Yeah. So I think, the key here is high growth potential startups is really the focus, right? It's companies that we think, are on a path to raise capital at some point in the future.
So tech startups,
tech definitely, but it could also be product.
Okay.
Tech enabled, right? So physical product companies that might raise money.
Okay.
For example, I noticed this weekend I was doing some deep dive research. The Zero Proof, so the non-alcoholic beverage company here in town, has raised funds, right? So I think it's not necessarily industry specific. It's more, are you a high growth potential startup, and is there a path for you to raise capital in the future? And if so, we want you in there.
Well, that's a great question, Milton. Thank you for that, and thanks for clarifying that, Jen. So Brooke wants to know, on the investor side, do I need to push my pork codes to register? Absolutely, yeah, Jen.
Yes, please. Please.
Absolutely. Okay, look at this comment here. I love this. Miguel Granier coming in from the Generator Cox Clean Tech Accelerator, and she said count them as well.
Thanks, Miguel. We need to
Miguel.
Connect. We're overdue for connection.
So if you want to learn about,
Delroy Walters, ping me on LinkedIn and I'll get back to you. He said he wants to chat.
I'll put that up in a second. So Miguel, if just I do these LinkedIn lives periodically, once or twice a month. I did one with Miguel. I think it was the end of last year. So I think it's pinned to my profile. Look at my profile on LinkedIn, and scroll over to the featured post, and you can watch my conversation with Miguel where he talked about what they're doing with the accelerator program, why they're doing it, how they're doing it, what you can get from it, all that you would want to know. If you're building in clean tech, you want to take a look at that. Thanks for Miguel. Thanks, Miguel, for checking in, but appreciate that. And looks like Delroy, yeah, she's gonna hang. She said just ping her on LinkedIn. She's great, by the way, of getting back to you on LinkedIn. Let's see what else. All these comments are flying. I'm trying to get to all of them. I
Sorry, my
apologize.
dog's barking.
It's
I do want to say something bigger. Like I came up with this last night, so it's a little crazy, but I was like really crunching data, and it's kind of how I've been spending my evenings these days. I think we could be top 3 in 10 years. So
and
goal is top
capacity?
5, right? Well, so it means we have to displace, and I hate to do this. I hate to say this right now because of the fires. God bless all the people that are dealing with the fire issue.
Right.
The top 3 right now are San Francisco, New York, and Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
So why can't Atlanta be number 3 in 10 years? Just going to throw it out there.
Why can't it?
Big or go home.
Like, if you're not going to go big, why bother at all?
Right. So I think we are the capital of the Southeast. So let's play in the same league as New York.
Yeah.
And San Fran.
So actually, well, this kind of dovetails on what you just said. But if you could wave a magic wand, what would happen to the Atlanta startup ecosystem in the next 18 months or the next 3 years? Like, what would that look like?
Yeah. 18 months, I definitely want to be top 10. Right. And then 3 years, I'm hoping that we're closing in on top 5. It's a big lift, right? We have to displace Austin, Miami, Chicago, San Diego, Philly, and Washington, D.C. And all of those cities have initiatives just like what we're doing. Like Washington, D.C. is hiring for the position I have right now because LinkedIn recruiter pinged me, right? So I'm not leaving, guys. I'm here. So we've got we've got to think big, and we've got to work together to make this happen. And I think we can do it. I'm very confident that we can do it. But that's what it looks like. And when you think about what it takes to get there, it takes a really strong ecosystem support network, and really getting this guide up there, maybe using AI to help people navigate to find the right place so that they get the right help, so they move the needle forward, right? I think, the number one reason why we're not already higher up is the lack of capital. So we have got to address the capital issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%.
Right? And so what you're doing is super important to this initiative, and more people like
Who,
you,
me?
right? Yeah,
Me?
what you're doing. Let's starting
Me?
a fund. Let's go, right? We need more funds.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah. Right.
So I appreciate you for saying that, Jen. So in addition to the fun, there's some other things that we've done. I just kind of want to talk a little bit about some of the things that we've done to be part of the solution here in Atlanta, because not everybody on this call knows. Like, some people know, but not everybody knows. We were doing a Tech Tuesdays founder happy hour once a month. I mean, we put a pin in that. We're going to spin those back up. We're just looking for a good sponsor. But we do those to connect the Atlanta founders here to investors and to each other. Actually, a lot of investors that we connect them to are not necessarily in the startup ecosystem. So, for example, we had them do elevator pitches, 60-second pitches to Daryl Frater from Ciroc Ventures in Tulsa, Haley Bryant from Hustle Fund. I think Haley was in DC. I'm not 100% sure. David Cohen, Techstar CEO. We had a couple people get a chance to pitch him live and get feedback on LinkedIn. That's just crazy. Clarence Bethay from True Ventures. You probably know Clarence. Do you know Clarence?
I do.
Yeah, Clarence came. David Rose. David bought a plane ticket, and he came. Well, he bought a plane ticket with the money I sent him, and flew down for the day, turned right around after it, and flew back out to talk about angel investing and connect our founders here in Atlanta to him. Like, he's a big deal in New York City. Had Dave Mandel. He's a VC out of Boulder. He did a talk on how to transform from a founder to a badass CEO. We did that at ATV. That was a bomb talk. We introduced the founders to Alex Wilhelm from TechCrunch. He's an editor there. Antoine Woods. I know you know Antoine came and did a talk about VC. And we've amplified founders like Tamara Lucas from MyPanda. Tamara's doing a WeFunder right now. Like, if you want to support that, go check that out. Erica Tuggle, formerly of Cook Connect, now Core Living, came in and did a talk about how she raised her fund, $1 million with Slauson, and give some tips on how to do that in this current environment. Scania Florestal. Do you know Scania, Jen?
I believe so. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, from
I'll make a
HBCU
note
Made.
of that. Yeah.
Yep, she came and did a talk. She's doing a WeFunder. We had Miguel, I said, come on and talk about that. We do these events at ATV in Tech Square, Atlanta. Antico gives us a break on the delicious pizza. And finally, I'm launching a nonprofit fund to provide free mental health resources, mental therapy resources for founders in our Kabila community who want and need it but can't afford it. So more to come on that, but I just wanted to let you know what all we had going on.
Mental health is so important. Yeah.
It is.
You know, I would like to say that it's, as an entrepreneur, and I'm I guess a recovering entrepreneur turned economic developer, strange thing, but yes. You've got all your issues are going to come up, all your baggage over the course of your journey is going to come up.
I got stories for days.
You can live in corporate America forever and not touch any of that stuff. But as an entrepreneur, all your baggage is going to come falling out at some point. So
here's a good question for you.
Super important to get in the right mindset and to address that and have a plan and have a support system that supports your mental health.
100%. So this is how people can connect with you. Is LinkedIn the best way, or is email a good way? Which you prefer, Jen?
LinkedIn's great. I'm on there probably daily. And then I guess, I'm also just Jen, Jen at investatlanta.com is my email. So super easy.
Right. Not Jay Bonnett.
Well, that's my actual account, but I had them set up an alias because Jen, right? And I'm just everybody knows me as Jen, so
everybody knows you, Jen. Absolutely, absolutely. So we have a few more questions. We have 3 minutes. I want to try to get to a couple of these before we roll out. So this is an interesting question. I feel like you touched on this a little bit, but how are we going about incentivizing founders, entrepreneurs, or high growth companies to sign up, track progress?
We're not. We're a city entity, right? And so I'd rather save money for grants for companies that are growing or other programs like that. We thought about, like, do we give out gift cards or do a raffle or something like that? But it's city funds, right? This is city dollars at work. It's your taxpayer dollars at work. So we have to be cautious about how we spend that money, especially because we're in a deficit, right? We have a $30 million deficit as a city right now. So to give away prizes or cash or anything for you signing up for Dealroom, we're not in a position to do so.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day,
end of the day, it's about getting the accurate data so that we raise our profile as a city, as a great
100%.
place to do startups that helps you with talent, and it helps you it helps you with investors, and it helps you with all those things. So again, I say this a lot, help me, help you. I'm really about helping you. I want to help all entrepreneurs. It's been my mission since 2008, right? In this town and others. So this is a path towards us helping you. And I hope Donnie and I will likely be out raising money later this year to fund programs that we come up with based on the data that we find here to create things that move the needle for us as a city. And right. So we will likely be coming out and asking people for money in the not too distant future to say, okay, we want to run these programs. This is how it's going to help us on our journey to top 5 tech hub, and we need your support. So
love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Thanks so much, Savalas, for being on the platform. Appreciate y'all. And you see the ticker scrolling across the bottom. Like, join our Kabila community. We do some dope things in there. I see some members on this call, people on the call here who are in our community. We do some great things. And, when we raise our fund, we're going to be prioritizing people in our community for investments. So there's that. Let's see, last comment here. Beyond money. Yes, I understand the social capital aspect of it all as well. And that is a big, big part of it, because to the extent that we all get lifted up, we all get lifted up, right? So yes, Jen. What last word, Jen, from you?
Go to atlanta.dealroom.co. Please register. Please correct your data. Be counted. Be counted so that we can move the needle.
100%. All right. This is awesome. So this replay will live on LinkedIn, y'all. Feel free to engage with it, share it out. I'll post a YouTube replay of it later, probably tomorrow, to just keep the messaging going. We appreciate y'all, Jen. We appreciate all that you do. You are an angel. I do have a question for you when you go to the green room, so stand by once this intro rolls out. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Later.
Thanks, everyone.
All right. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was good.